Okay. Last game on the docket. You can do this. Whenever I've looked at discussion of this game, it's always been divisive. People have just kind of accepted the grounded footsie nature of Mortal Kombat 11. But others miss the carefree joy of Mortal Kombat X and MK9. I'm somewhere in the middle. Just because it kind of took me a while to find my character in this game. But in that respect, find my character I did.
Sonya.
So there are consumables here. You can bring them along with you. I really only have a few to spare, which is fine.
Discipline's never been your problem.
I don't have problems, just solutions.
Thinking that way is problematic.
Round one.
So Sonya is a close quarters kind of character. She does have a few abilities that sort of help her out and help her fight the range game. But for the most part, you're doing combos galore.
Round two. Fight.
Just straight up punch and kick them until there ain't enough skin left to punch and kick kind of character. Probably should have been watching out for that. So X-rays have been changed around to fatal blows. They are only active when you are at 30% of your health. And even then, they are usable once per set. You throw it away in the first round, you ain't getting it back for 2 and 3.
Sonya wins.
Earthrealm needs stronger leadership.
Like we'll accept Outworld authority.
Please, your people crave domination.
Round one. Fight.
I do like some of the stages, like, there is some color, there is some general humor. Shinnok's head over there, trapped inside, getting occasionally shocked. Raiden really did not like Shinnok. Ah. I wanted to do the
Round two.
do the amplify, which has changed a bit to Injustice level, where you press your EX special move during the special move as a second confirmation that yes, I do want to spend meter on this.
take no prisoners.
Sonya wins.
So brutalities are back. They aren't really as exciting as they were in MKX. Some of them you actually have to activate Mercy just to get to them.
Name a contest. I'll beat you in it. Mortal Kombat.
Whatever happened to breaking boards?
Round 1. Fight.
And to me, if you're going to mercy someone, it's generally a big old flag that whatever brutality you had in mind, it's happening. So, bars are separated by offensive and defensive maneuvers.
Round 2.
Enhanced moves cost 1 bar, and there's one other that takes both. Crushing blows are introduced in MK11. There are certain moves that if you fulfill certain criteria, like you hit with it 3 times, or if it's a counter hit. Alright, enough playing with the food.
Finish her.
Sonya Blade calling in air support.
Fatality. Sonya wins.
You must value your daughter.
Stay away from her, you son of a bitch!
And the answer is yes.
Round 1.
So MK11's new characters. Collector to me is a gigantic miss. I mean, he looks alright. But every character has like a name. You immediately know who they are. Scarlet, Geras. Like, they have traits that you can identify.
That was beat ass and nuts.
Round 2.
What is it really about Collector that will make him anything other than just forgettable? It's in the name as far as I'm concerned. His whole thing is a title. It's not a name. Alright, yeah, that is anti-air.
Finish him.
That'll do.
Fatality. Sonya wins.
In case that wasn't an indicator, I don't play this on Xbox that often. I did get it with my Xbox Series console, because it was a launch title, but I mostly played it on PlayStation.
Colosseum awaits, Earthrealmer.
Any ring I step into is mine.
I will savor your death.
Round 1. Fight!
In case the voice of Sonya doesn't sound familiar, and just in case you've been living under a rock, in which, you know, gotta admire that tenacity, she's being voiced by UFC Hall of Famer Ronda Rousey. This would kind of start a trend of having celebrity voiceovers for your characters. That admittedly kind of started with Injustice 2, I'd say. I believe Robert Englund was the Scarecrow. Or it's like he had some type of voice.
Just another casualty.
The tradition seems to be continuing in Mortal Kombat 1, because as of recently it was revealed that Nitara is not only returning to Mortal Kombat in MK1, but she's voiced by Megan Fox. Which, man, that was not on my bingo card. Yep. There are still environments that you can do things with, like say jump off a wall, throw an item.
Finish him! Sonya wins.
I'm saving my consumables for the final fight.
I should lead a squad, Sonya.
Big egos make bad leaders.
Has that been your experience?
Round 1. Fight!
If anything, the one thing you are not going to hear me talk any mess about with MK11 is the overall look of the game. Much as I love MKX, as much as I praise it in just about every facet, it could look at least a little brighter. There we go. Would rather get this win this way.
No discipline.
Round 2. Fight!
Ah. The thing I love most about Sonya is this forward 3. I haven't been using it that much, but it does have armor break properties. And on confirm, it leads to a triple kick. I stopped blocking for a moment. That's bad. And that's just the way where you think your opponent's done and they're just not.
One path is better.
Final round. Fight!
Oh, alright. That combo's always bothered me because of the way the juggle works.
Brutality. Sonya wins.
Been waiting for that. When else fails, the classic brutality uppercut is still available. Everybody can kind of do that. It doesn't feel that special.
How are your stems today?
Fit to choke a man dead.
Till I snip your little tendons.
Round 1. Fight.
Kick him away. There we are. Yeah, if that
Fight.
down back 2 grabs counter hits, it can actually lead to a crushing blow. Yeah, I could be using my mix-up stuff, but gotta be optimal.
Finish him.
Alright.
Fatality. Sonya wins.
Okay, so that brings us to the final boss, Chronica. I would love to bring a consumable if it was available in boss fights, but they knew.
You. Your life, your name, they will be wiped from history. Come, it is time to die.
This is a unique battle.
Round 1. Fight.
Chronica is absolutely... just absolutely negates certain properties. Like... that's not the concern here.
Look up or shut up.
When you get Chronica down to a certain health threshold, she summons a being to buy some time, while she shifts time itself. Chronica is resistant to things like being knocked down. And boy, she can pile the damage.
What's next?
If you whip the fatal blow, it is disabled temporarily.
This ends.
Which was not a good sign for me. I'm trying to only use certain commands.
Finish her. Chronica wins.
I have been expecting you.
What makes this fight kind of a pain is the fact that Chronica's resistant to things like knockdowns or, you know, actual hits done. And she has a few tricks to disorient you. He also has this little bubble here, which does damage over time, because of course it does. Fight actually works a little differently in story mode. She actually takes advantage of the particular era in time that she's in. But yeah, this fight is mostly an endurance match, and it always gives me a couple of tries just to get it done, because you just get drained. Hence why I don't like to waste time with Kronika's second minion. I hate her teleporting too. That final boss dispatch is the best of the entire NRS games. Fight me.
None of us saw Kronika coming, not even Raiden. But with the hourglass, I can see every terror in the realms. Any sane person would run screaming at the sight of them. It's my duty to take out these ancient, all-powerful beings. But to do that, I need an elite squad of immortal gods. Turns out, to make a new god, you've got to destroy an old one. So I hunt the oldest I can find, an omni-deity from a forgotten, unpronounceably named realm. It's the fight of my life, but I've got something this god doesn't. Family. In my past, these were the people who mattered most. Now, they're my god squad. My daughter, my brother in arms, my goddaughter. Yep, even Johnny. But only because Cassie insisted. And maybe I missed him a little. Just don't let him know that.
The God Squad. Might want to work on the name a bit. So that is Mortal Kombat 11. I didn't really talk too much in depth about the gameplay just because at the time this is the latest game. It is the most well known. And I believe I went into this video saying the game was divisive. This is at a time where fighting games were sort of stepping away from giving players the keys to the kingdom. They're sort of neutering down a lot of their mechanics, a lot of their potential. It's not exactly fun to lose 40% of your life at minimum to a mistake. And I think developers saw that and tried to nip that in the bud as much as they could. And this resistance to fighting games being a one-player game started around the time of MK11. Because then you had Guilty Gear Strive come out, and that took away a lot of characters' personality. Gave you a limited amount of ways to play them and approach a character. Which, despite the features MK11 had, that's ultimately what happened at the end of the day. Oh, you have all of these customizable special moves, and you could sort of take your loadout however you want, but when it came down to it, there were only a few good options at the end of the day. Which is admittedly what I am... This is pre-release, which is admittedly what I am worried about when it comes to Mortal Kombat 1. All these cool cameo characters getting thrown in, you know only 4 or 5 of them are going to matter. I just wanted to put into perspective the journey of Mortal Kombat. It's been great these past 3 months going back and playing through the older games, getting to talk about them, and when you think about it, a lot of the people that worked on that 1992 Mortal Kombat are still here. Ed Boon, Dan Forden, John Vogel. They're still hanging around 30 years later, keeping the Mortal Kombat franchise going. We are within days of the newest entry, in fact. But that's gonna do it for our little adventure down the memory lanes of Kombat's past. However, you didn't think we were done with Mortal Kombat, were you? There is one more leg of Mortal Kombat that we have to tackle. And yes, it is Mugen related. Because yeah, I did do Mortal Kombat Project. And that was a curated, fun experience. Next time, we're going to look at a Mortal Kombat fan game where reality and sanity do not exist. Where the blueprints, the sheer document that is a fighting game, can get outright chaotic. I mean, you're already entering a new era in Mortal Kombat 1. Why not talk about the new era? Okay, I've dragged this out enough. See ya!